Welcome to LM Online Classes. Myself Ali Sahab. In the previous lecture, we discussed about mRNA, messenger RNA. Now in this class, I am going to discuss about another RNA molecule, that is tRNA, transfer RNA. Right? So here, the tRNA is a transfer RNA. Why is it called as here the transfer RNA? Because of it is only the RNA molecule to transfer the amino acids from amino acid pool to the ribosomes for the synthesis of polypeptide chain or the protein during the translation process. Thus, it is called as here the tRNA molecule. So here during the translation process, here the particular amino acid which is transferred from amino acid pool to the ribosomes for the synthesis of polypeptide chain, which is transferred by the tRNA molecule. Right? So here the tRNA molecule is a transfer RNA. And then where is it synthesized in the cell? Where is it synthesized in the cell? Here the tRNA molecule which is synthesized in the nucleoplasm, and it constitutes about the 15% of the total cellular RNA. It constitutes about the 15% of the total cellular RNA. And then the tRNA molecule, which is also known as here smallest RNA. Why here the tRNA molecule is called as the smallest RNA? Because of it consists about only 73 to 93 nucleotide sequences. So here only the 73 to 93 nucleotide sequences which are present in the structure of tRNA. Thus, it is considered as here smallest RNA. And then the tRNA molecule which is also known as here soluble RNA or sRNA. Why is it called as here soluble RNA or sRNA? Because of it will be easily solubilized in the 1 molar of NaCl. So here it easily solubilized in the 1 molar of NaCl. Thus, it is also called as here soluble RNA or sRNA. Right? And then, what is its molecular weight? Here, the molecular weight of tRNA is about only here the 25,000 Daltons to 40,000 Daltons. Here, the molecular weight of tRNA is 25,000 Daltons to 40,000 Daltons. And then, its sedimentation coefficient is 3.8s. Its sedimentation coefficients. Here, the sedimentation coefficient of tRNA is 3.8s or 4s. Right? And then its secondary structure, which is appears as here the tRNA molecule, the secondary structure which is appears as the clover leaf structure, and which was given by the scientist here Robert Holly. The secondary structure of tRNA molecule, here the secondary structure of tRNA molecule which is appears as here the clover leaf structure, which was given or proposed by the scientist here the Robert Holly. Right? Here when the tRNA molecule structure appears as here the clover leaf structure, here when the tRNA molecule is partially folded or coiled. So here when the tRNA molecule is partially folded or coiled to exhibit its structure as cloverleaf structure. Cloverleaf structure, which was given or discovered by the scientist here, the Robert Holly. Right? And then the cloverleaf structure of the tRNA molecule, which consists here which contain the base pairing. Base pairing. Right? And then the tertiary structure of tRNA molecule. The tertiary structure of the tRNA molecule, which appears as here the twisted L shape. Twisted L shape. The secondary structure of tRNA, which appears as here the cloverleaf structure, but the tertiary structure of tRNA molecule, which appears as here the twisted L shape, which was discovered by the scientist here, the Rich and Klug. Rich and Klug. Here the cloverleaf structure, which was proposed by the scientist Robert Holly, and the twisted L shape tRNA molecule, and proposed by or the discovered by here the Rich and Klug. Right? In most of the organisms, here the tRNA molecule is existing as here the single stranded form. Existing as here the single stranded form. But when it partially folded or coiled to form a double stranded, not double stranded, here partially folded form of the tRNA molecule. Partially folded form of the tRNA molecule. So here all these folded forms of the structure of tRNA molecule close together to form some bases, some stems and loops. Here the single stranded form of the tRNA molecule or the folded form of the tRNA molecule to exhibit the stem and base, loop. Stem and loop. So here the tRNA molecule, which consists the both stem and loop in their tertiary structure or the secondary structure. Right? And then here the tRNA molecule has the polarity that is here 5' to 3' polarity. Here the tRNA molecule, which is synthesized from the DNA molecule by the transcription process. So here one strand of the DNA molecule can provide the nucleotide sequences to the synthesis of tRNA molecule. Right? So here it is synthesized in the only one direction, that is 5' to 3' direction. So it has the polarity that is the 5' to 3'. 5' to 3'. If we observe the structure of tRNA molecule, at the 3' end the phosphate group is present. At the 3' end phosphate group is present. But at the 3' end of the tRNA molecule, here hydroxyl group is present. Hydroxyl group is present. Right? Here some unusual bases are also present in the tRNA molecule. Some unusual bases which are also present in the tRNA molecule here, which are responsible for protection to the tRNA molecule from the some nucleases enzymes. Right? Some unusual bases which are also present in the tRNA molecule, they are pseudouridine and dihydrouridine, inosine and ribothiamidine and methyl guanosine or guanylate and dimethyl guanosine. So here these are the few unusual bases which are present in the tRNA molecule. Here high amount of unusual bases or abnormal bases which are present in the tRNA molecule when compared to the other RNA molecules like mRNA and rRNA. So here high amount of unusual bases are the abnormal bases which are only present in the tRNA molecule. Here the pseudouridine, dihydrouridine, iosine, ribothymidine and methyl guanylate and dimethyl guanylate. These are the some unusual bases of tRNA molecule. Right? All these unusual bases which are responsible for protection. These are protect to the tRNA molecule. Protect to the tRNA molecule from the nucleases. From the nucleases. Right? And then if we observe the structure of tRNA molecule, it exhibits 5 different types of parts. They are, one is the acceptor stem, and second one T-Sisi arm, and third one the variable arm, and fourth one anticodon arm, and fifth one here the DHU arm or DR. Right? These are the five main parts of the tRNA molecule. If we observe the structure of tRNA, here five prime and 3 prime. This is the clover leaf structure of tRNA molecule. So here this is the 5 prime end, this is the 3 prime end, right? At the 3 prime end hydroxyl group is present, at the 5 prime end phosphate group is present, right? And then here the 3 prime end of the tRNA molecule, which is referred to as here the acceptor stem, and then the arm, this is the T-Sisi arm, right? And this is variable arm, and this is the anticodon arm, and this is D arm or the D loop, DHU loop, right? So here coming to first part of the tRNA molecule, that is acceptor stem. So here at the 3 prime end of the tRNA molecule, here hydroxyl group is present, right? And then the acceptor stem of tRNA molecule, which consists the 5 base pairs and 4 unusual or 4 unpaired nucleotides. 5 base pairs here, 5 base pairs, these are 5 base pairs, right? And 4 unusual or 4 unpaired nucleotides, they are XCCA. So here XCCA. These are the 4 unpaired nucleotides which are present in the acceptor stem of the tRNA. Right? It accepts the activated amino acids from the amino acid pole. So here the 3 prime end of the tRNA, which is also known as here acceptor stem. So here at the 3 prime end, the 4 unpaired nucleotide sequences are present. They are XCCA. Here X is any base. X is here any base, right? X is a any base. And then CCA, cytosine or cytidine and adenine. So here these are the nucleotide sequences, unpaired nucleotide sequences. Thus, the 3' end acceptor stem, which is also known as here the CCA end. CCA end. Right? The activated amino acid which is attached to the 3' end of the tRNA at particularly adenine nucleotide. Adenine nucleotide. So here this amino acid which is attached to the 3' end of the tRNA at particularly adenine nucleotide. Right? Thus, here the tRNA acceptor stem of the tRNA, which is also known as CCA end. Right? And which is also known as here amino acid binding site. Amino acid binding site, which is also known as here amino acid binding site. So here the required amino acid for the protein synthesis, which are collected from the amino acid pool and sent to the ribosomes. So here the ribosome, the amino acids which are required for the protein synthesis, which are attached to the tRNA molecule. Here the ribosomes which are attached to the ribosome, amino acids which are attached to the tRNA molecule at particularly acceptor stem or at the 3' end of the tRNA. So here the acceptor stem of the tRNA, which is also known as here amino acid binding site. Amino acid binding site. Right? Here the acceptor stem, it has only here the acceptor arm or stem which is only which has only here the stem. Right? And then coming to the T-Sisi arm. T-Sisi arm. Here the T-Sisi arm consists about here 19 nucleotides. 19 nucleotides. Out of 19 nucleotides, here 4 to 5 base pairs. 4 to 5 base pairs which are present in the stem. Which are present in the stem. And remaining are rest of the nucleotides which are present in the loop of T-Sisi. So here the T-Sisi arm has the both stem and loop. This is the stem region and this is the loop. So here this is the stem region and this is loop region. Right? Here total the nucleotide sequences which are present in the T-Sisi loop, approximately here 19 nucleotides. Out of the 19 nucleotides, here 4 to 5 base pairs which are present in the stem region of T-Sisi loop. Right? And remaining rest of the nucleotides which are present in the loop region of T-Sisi arm. In the loop region, here the nucleotide sequences are not paired. These are unpaired. There is no presence of hydrogen bonds in between the nucleotide sequences. Because of here, the unusual base is present in the T-Sisi arm. That is here the pseudouridine. Here the pseudouridine is a unusual base which is present in the T-Sisi arm. So this pseudouridine, the abnormal base or unusual base, do not form the hydrogen bases in between the here nucleotide sequences are nitrogen bases. Right? So here all these nucleotide sequences which are present in the loop region of T-Sisi, these are unpaired. Right? And what is the main function of the T-Sisi loop in the tRNA? Right? It has the ribosome recognition site. Here all the tRNA molecules which are binding with the ribosomes during the translation process at particular specific site of the ribosome. So here the T-Sisi loop, the T-Sisi arm, the loop of the tRNA, which is mainly responsible for the recognition of ribosome site. Ribosome site. So here where the tRNA molecule is binding with ribosome, the T-cc loop of tRNA molecule has here the ribosome recognition site. Ribosome recognition site, because of each and every particular specific tRNA molecule binding with the specific site of the ribosome during the translation process, right? Here the T-cc loop has the ribosome recognition site. It is essential for the attachment of tRNA molecule with ribosome during the translation process. During the translation process, right? And then the another one is here the variable arm. In some tRNA molecules, the variable arm may be consist of both stem and loop. But in some tRNA molecules, here the only loop region is present. There is no presence of stem region. But in some tRNA molecules, there is no presence of any variable arms, right? So here there is no function to determine there is no determination of function by the variable arm, right? So here it is a non-functional part of the tRNA molecule. Non-functional part of the tRNA molecule. And then the anticodon arm. Anticodon arm. So here the anticodon arm, which is also consists of both here stem and loop. Stem and loop. Approximate presence of the nucleotide sequences in the anticodon loop. Here 17 to 18 nucleotides. 17 to 18 nucleotides. So here approximately the 17 to 18 nucleotide sequences which are present in the anticodon arm. Out of the 17 to 18 nucleotide sequences, here 7 base pairs which are present in the stem region. And remaining are rest of the nucleotide sequences which are present in the loop of the anticodon arm. If we observe the loop of the anticodon arm, it consists the 3 codons which are specific to the determination of amino acid which are present on the nucleotide sequence of mRNA. So here the anticodon is present in the anticodon which is present in the anticodon arm of tRNA, right? It consists the 3 nucleotide sequences. What is the function of anticodon? Here anticodon which recognize the codon which is present on the mRNA molecule which can code for the specific or particular amino acid. For example, the initiation codon AUG. So this is the mRNA molecule. On the mRNA, the recognized codon is AUG. AUG is the initiation codon. It codes for the methionine in the eukaryotic organism, but in the prokaryotic organism, the formyl methionine. So here the AUG codon is a codon which is present on the mRNA molecule, which is recognized by the anticodon. Like here the anticodon of the AUG which is present in the anticodon, that is here A always pairs with uracil and uracil always pairs with an adenine and guanine always pairs with cytosine. So UAC codon. UAC is an anticodon of the AUG initiation codon which is present in the tRNA molecule. So UAC codon can code for the tyrosine amino acid. UAC. Here the anticodon which is present in the anticodon arm of the tRNA which is recognize the codons which are present on the mRNA molecule. So here the recognized codon which code for a particular amino acid which is required for the protein synthesis are polypeptide chain synthesis, right? And then here the unpaired nucleotide sequences which are present in the anticodon loop, right? Due to the presence of the unusual base pair or abnormal base, that is here inosine. So here in the anticodon loop, the unusual base pair which is present, that is here inosine. Inosine is a unusual base or abnormal base which is present in the anticodon loop. So here there is no presence of any hydrogen bonds in between the nucleotide sequences which are present in the loop region, right? So all these nucleotide sequences which are present in the loop region, these are unpaired in condition. Due to the presence of inosine. Pseudo, here inosine is a unusual base or abnormal base. And then coming to the last one, DHU arm or the D arm. Here the DHU arm or D arm, which is also consists of both stem and loop. So here there are about 15 to 19 nucleotide sequences which are present in the D arm. Out of the 16 to 19 nucleotide sequences, here 3 to 4 nitrogen bases are nucleotide sequences which are present in the stem region of D arm. 3 to 4 nitrogen bases or base pairs, and then rest of the nucleotide sequences which are present in the loop, of D arm, right? Here the loop of the D arm, which is also has here the unusual base or abnormal base, that is here dihydrouridine. DHU, dihydrouridine. Dihydrouridine is a unusual base which is present in the D arm. Due to the presence of unusual base dihydrouridine, there is no presence of hydrogen bonds in between the nucleotide sequences or the nitrogen bases. So here all these nucleotide sequences are nucleotides which are present in the loop region. These are unpaired in condition. And then here what is the main function of the DHU loop or D arm? It has the synthetase site. The synthetase site which is required for the determination of amino acyl tRNA synthetase enzyme. So here the amino acyl tRNA synthetase. The synthetase site is present in the D arm or DHU loop. So it is mainly responsible for the recognition of the amino acyl tRNA synthetase. Here the amino acyl tRNA synthetase which is responsible for attachment of the amino acid to the particular tRNA molecule. So here the specific amino acid which is binding with or attached to the corresponding its particular tRNA molecule, and then amino acids are activated. Activated amino acids are transferred to the ribosomes for the synthesis of polypeptide chain or the protein. Right? Here the amino acyl tRNA synthetase which is involved in the activation of amino acids. Right? So here the tRNA molecules are specific. To the amino acids. There are only 20 different types of amino acids involved in the protein synthesis. So here there are 20 types of tRNA molecules are present. For example, here for the alanine amino acid that required tRNA is here the alanyl tRNA. Alanyl tRNA. And for the methionine amino acid, the required tRNA is methionine tRNA. Methionine tRNA. Right? So here there are 20 different kinds of amino acids which are required for the synthesis of proteins, are involved in the protein synthesis. So here there are 20 different types of tRNA molecules which are also required for the transfer of amino acids from amino acid pole to the ribosomes for the protein synthesis during the translation process. Right? And this is about the structure of tRNA molecule. This is about the structure of tRNA molecule. So here the unusual bases which are responsible for the protection to the tRNA molecule from the nucleases. Right? And this is about the total information of the tRNA molecule.